Good morning, pregame crew. It is Thursday, August 24th, 2023, 6:21 a.m. Mountain Time, 8:21 a.m. Eastern Time. Good morning. Welcome to the pregame show. This is a show where I go over indices, commodities, crypto movers, and shakers of the day. I officially get started in 8 minutes. We have jobless claims and durable goods data coming out in 8 minutes. We have Jackson Hole Symposium starting today. And I have this chart specifically pulled up to show you what happened last August 2022, August 26th. If you want to go look at that candle, Jerome Powell spoke at the Jackson Hole Symposium on the last day of the conference, and this is what happened to the stock market. He said that interest rates will likely remain higher for longer. That was last year. He speaks tomorrow. So just know that we could have some volatility incoming, spurred from some fundamental events. So I've been talking a lot. I don't even know if you can hear me. Let's do an audio visual check. I'm going to say hello to my friends. Thank you, Rob. Thank you. Hey, Tom. Hey, Andre, Marvin, Greg, Geo Guitar, Night Truck. Good morning, Sir Fernando, Bowtie, Brian, Gino, Topher, Card Lady, B-Hawk, Derek, Andre. Come on now. We're going to think positive. You got this, and we'll see you in our family room on October 1. I'm looking forward to it. Hey, Hector, Greg, Basque, Mal, ML, Anu, Andre, Adrian, Jody, Natasha, Grisha, N. Bixby, ML, Al, Mr. Gugster, and my girl, Tammy. Hey, Scott. Let me go back up to the top. Yeah, Andre, you're in the Netherlands. I hope to visit there one day. Okay. Hong Kong. All right, DAX. We have got the most sensitive Nightbot that's constantly deleting comments. And I am shocked, ML, it did not delete your comment, because it had a curse word in it. Normally, it's super sensitive. Okay, I see your conundrum. What a great word, by the way. I love that word. It explains so many things so eloquently. Here's why you're struggling. Because it's a megaphone. Megaphones are hard to read. So I have DEU 40. I don't know if that's what, should I be doing that or just straight up DAX? Let's do DAX. Same thing. I don't know how I came up with that. Yeah, so we have a 3-day megaphone. A megaphone is a series, and just think about what is going on behind the scenes here. Higher high, lower low, higher high, lower low, higher high, lower low. So you have bull and bear exhaustion to both sides. It is not indicative of a bear or bull pattern. It doesn't indicate what's going to happen. It just shows you bears and bulls are really duking it out up here. You're below 50 RSI there. What's going on the daily? On the daily, you're looking for a daily lower high. 50 MA is overhead. So I think the position is better for shorts in this area than it is longs. Really, Mal? Are they all good looking? Interesting. Okay. So I think I did okay on that one. That one's a pretty good clear one for me. And remember, if you're on a time frame that doesn't make any sense whatsoever, just zoom out to the next higher time frame, and typically you're going to get some clarity. Hey, friends. Paul, I was just telling Andre, he's welcome to the family. He's going to join TCG October 1. And I said, you'll come into the family room, our general chat within TCG. LEU. Don't know that I've ever looked at that name. Ooh, this volume is not good at all. You got some liquidity issues here potentially. Anytime we see rounded bottoms, that is just evidence that bulls are doing this steady buy and they're turning the ship around. You have a daily uptrend, a daily inside bar, potential 4-hour cup and handle. You see it? My drawing, I just need someone to take this pen off my computer. Or I need to download that, what is it? Epic pen or something like that. I need a better drawing tool because I stink with this one. All right, so overall looks pretty bullish, daily uptrend. Bye-bye. Yeah, 200 MA overhead and 50 MA overhead. We're looking for a daily lower high. Yesterday, and this is true for probably 70% of the charts I looked at yesterday. Yesterday took daily bear flags off the table for a lot of charts. The bounce is now 50% in that area, and I'm generalizing here on a lot of charts, so you've made room for higher lows. Baba did not. That is still a potential bear flag. We have not made enough room for necessarily getting a higher low. That is a classic bear flag. Investopedia would print this and put that on their refrigerator for, here is the classic bear pennant. So we have declining bull volume, upper wicks of bears selling into the push up. We are gapping up here. So gap rules apply. Your high yesterday, 90.59. If bears are unable to penetrate that range and then you get a little turn, that's a long signal. If bears penetrate that range and we go back and test yesterday's high, that is a short signal. Okay. GDX. And we have jobless claims in 90 seconds. Potential. Yeah, I guess. Inverse head and shoulders is a reversal pattern. It's typically found at the bottom of a pattern. So this is kind of sideways. So this isn't a classic inverse head and shoulders, but I see what you're talking about. Weekly downtrend, daily, nice bounce. We've made enough room for a higher low. So let's pretend like this was an equity name. This is what a lot of names did yesterday. They started the day with a potential bear flag and then they negated them with the bull pushes. And that's what GDX did. We're leaving enough room for a higher low, but dollar needs to sit down for these gold bulls, or gold bulls are going to have a not so fun day. Decipher, I take setups on all time frames. I'm usually looking at higher time frames, daily and weekly, and I'm using lower time frames like 2 and 5 minute for positioning. All right, we've got data in 30 seconds. I am looking more bearish than bullish right now because of this daily 50 MA overhead. We're looking for daily lower highs on ES. NASDAQ is stronger. NASDAQ got a daily higher high, and we're here battling at the daily 50 MA. So I'm watching this ES. I already have a short on, a small short, and it's offsetting my longs. So I still have some longs on like Riot. I took that trade yesterday. Joey posted that setup. So I do have some longs. So I'm in a current short and it helps offset the longs. So your support right here, 4463. Let's look at the data. It's out. Jobless claims 230,000, so a little less than what they were expecting. And that is good news is bad news. That can be perceived bearishly, but overall not a big miss there. Durable goods are down pretty significantly, negative 5.2 versus 4.0 that they were anticipating. And orders are up ever so slightly. So not a big day today. Tomorrow we have Jackson Hole. So if you're just tuning in, welcome. Welcome to the pregame show. This is who I am. I'm Chart Gal Lori, and I'm part of Chart Guy's community, and we teach technical analysis. If you want to give me a follow on Twitter, at Chart Gal Lori, or on X, or on Y, or on C, whatever this platform's called now, that would be great if you could give us a follow. And go check us out at chartguys.com. We have free material on our YouTube channel, on our website. Actually, we have a lot of free material. We have a lot of free data that we push out every day. Is it because we are extremely charitable? Yes, we want to help other people become successful, but also we want you to check us out and see if you want to join. All right. So what I do here every morning is I go over this table where it shows what my thesis is, and overall bulls have more control than bears. The weekly time frame is still TBD, to be determined. Are we going to get weekly higher highs or weekly lower highs? It remains to be seen. If we had to look at Nvidia only, we would say, man, these tech names are booming. So it's more bullish than bearish, and the dollar needs to sit down. So let me give you the case for the bulls today. Oh, and I did a little tease and I didn't finish on Jackson Hole. I'll finish that in a second. So dollar has a potential 4-hour diamond bearish reversal pattern. Potential is unconfirmed and needs to break the low of 103.27.3 in order to confirm. Metals and equities want to see this break bear. We want to see a lower high here, a lower high here, and then fall down. That's what metal bulls and equity bulls want to see. Okay, so what I started with 10 minutes ago was I showed you the candle back here. Here it is. This is the Jackson Hole candle right here from August 26, 2022. We had a huge drop on the market when Fed Powell took the mic in Jackson Hole last year, meaning it was a market moving event. Well, tomorrow we have Powell speaking at 10:05 a.m. That could be a market moving event. So just understand, if you're initiating swing positions today, you could be impacted tomorrow with Powell's speech. So just know that. All right. Back to the markets. Yeah, let me see. Is there any lesson that we can glean from this? You see how when SPY overtook the prior day's high yesterday, it was game on for bulls? QQQ, when we overtook the prior day's high, it was game on for bulls as well. And look at this volume. Volume is a confirmation, and it can help give you an edge. And I like to say sometimes that it's like you're going to a murder mystery dinner party and you have all these different clues around you, and then you just become oblivious to some of them. And at the end, you're like, crap, the murderer was standing right there in plain sight. Sometimes the information is in plain sight and we fail to pick up on contextual clues. The clue yesterday that the bull move could have staying power was volume. Volume is our confirmation indicator. Now, let me just kind of double click on this so you can really see it. Do you see it? Once you see it, you can't unsee it. This is Tuesday. This was Wednesday. Volume can be a confirmation indicator. So always check out volume if you want to look to see, man, does this have staying power or not? Of course, it always helps if all sectors are bouncing together. We look at market internals. Look at tick. If I change this to line, look at the 8 EMA is the green line. We trended above the 0 line almost all day, with the exception of one little blip below. And look here, look at Tuesday. We trended below the 0 line. So this is what I call the 5-minute tick trick. And I use the 8 EMA for smoothing. Where are ticks printing? Yesterday, if I turn this back on, look at where ticks were printing. Man, even our negative ticks were so tiny, it just told you that the move had staying power. So again, contextual clues. All right, so we did the dollar, 4-hour potential diamond bearish reversal pattern, but right now bulls are showing no signs of slowing on the dollar. And here is my source of indigestion for the day. The daily 50 MA overhead. That's why I'm in a current bearish position for ES. And again, talk about context. I will post entries, exits, whatever, positions in the chat room. But sometimes you don't have the full picture. Am I having a big profitable day and I'm just risking a small amount on a speculative play? Yes, if I just told you I have a bear position, that doesn't tell you the whole story. I have longs in my account. I have Riot long. I have Tesla long. So I have longs in my account, and this short offsets that. So I'm slightly hedging. So again, it doesn't mean I'm bearish on the market, but I am eyeing this daily 50 MA overhead closely. Hourly got overbought overnight. And we're in a daily downtrend. When you're in a daily downtrend and your hourly chart gets overbought, that's typically an area to begin scouting a short. We look at this 15-minute. We lost the uptrend. We've got it 15-minute lower high now, and bulls are fighting to save this 44.63 double bottom. NASDAQ is healthier. Look at NASDAQ. We are fighting with the daily 50 MA, but we at least got over daily resistance. We have plenty of room for a daily high or low. So today is a day for aggressive bears, top fishing, SPY related names for daily lower high potential. And do you see how I just denoted SPY, not QQQ? Because QQQ got a higher high. Conservative bulls are scouting potential daily higher lows on QQQ related names. Does that make sense? Those are the two positions today. You're either an aggressive bear this morning or a conservative bull. Yep. All right. So NASDAQ is more bullish. NASDAQ names are more bullish. We're losing our hourly uptrend, and the 15-minute is in a downtrend. ES is in a downtrend, but we're trying for a double bottom here where NASDAQ just went ahead and broke to another lower low. RTY. RTY, this is ugly. So IWM growth names, and it probably looks a little bit better on the 2-day, tightened up a little bit. This is a classic 2-day bear flag. RTY is weak. So if you were looking for shorts, you could look in that realm of IWM. And I am, and that's why I have XBI as one of the Queen of the Mountain shorts today. Dow, classic daily bear flag. We're underneath all the EMAs. Hourly downtrend, it is weaker than NASDAQ. So NASDAQ is, I'm long and strong NASDAQ and their related names, and I'm bearish the other indices. And let's look at VIX. I can't tell you how many times I have done this little trick with the weekly wicks, and it works so much more often than it doesn't work. So we have found resistance in this area, and now on the next bounce, we're looking for a lower high. That is good for market bulls. Let's go back and look at this. So VIX, I have marked off as positive. And the daily 50 MA is overhead on SPY and NASDAQ, and that is causing me slight indigestion for bulls. XLE and XLV are weak this morning, and the dollar is strong. Dollar is probably the biggest, I need to reset that one. Probably the biggest cause to pause this in the daily 50 MA. That's your cause to pause on bulls. All right. Hey, Bijan, yes, IWM is definitely weaker than ES. So yeah, that would be a perfectly acceptable short. Hey, ZZ Honeybee, if you want to join our chat room, here is that link. Thanks for asking. So I put it right here, and I'm going to pin it. So pin, and it'll go to the top, I think. Yeah, it'll be right here in case you're interested in joining our chat room. We have 3 live streams per day, every day. And then that is inside chat. And we also have question and answer Zoom call with our members, so they can ask us any type of question they have about trading, psychology, whatever. And then we have this handy dandy pregame show, and I have my notes off screen, and I copy and paste those for TCG members only when I am done. Hang Seng is up 2% overnight. Nvidia probably spurred that little reaction, and we're slightly red now on DAX. We were green earlier. Let me change that. You're welcome. You're welcome, ZZ Honeybee. I hope to see you in the chat. Okay, let me go back here, and I need to change DAX to red because that just changed. All right, so VIX is showing that fear is dissipating. Let's look at Bitcoin. I drew this yesterday morning, this rectangle, and I was showing you this high compression squeeze. We're still squeezing over here. Bitcoin has created some volatility. Hourly, we're holding the 21 EMA, and I would say remain bullish as long as we're above the 50 RSI on this hourly chart. See how we're holding that hourly chart? That is more bullish than bearish. The 50 RSI. Your key support 26209. And again, we're still waiting for that weekly high or low. It hasn't been put in yet. We're still waiting for it. Bulls and bears continue to duke it out. And this pressure of going sideways is just really creating these squeezes. On the 4 hour, that's why we have this orange. So last week we fell as a result of this orange high compression squeeze, and now we've resolved back to the upside. Let's see if we can hold this 50 RSI. Possible, Joka. You don't know, KK, you don't know how to access the chat room? You should have gotten an email. You can email us at, and if Jason's listening, please fix this if it's wrong, but support@chartguys.com. So we do have a chat room. So Slack. So email support@chartguys.com if you can't get in the room. All right, gold. Gold had a beautiful bounce yesterday. We got over these pesky 4-hour EMAs finally. Daily has bounced for enough room for a higher low. But this higher low is going to be problematic. Will be problematic until the dollar can sit the heck down. Somebody asked me a question right then, and it made me think of this. When I would say the most difficult thing for me to learn and perfect in trading is trading the open. So this is not a perfect flow chart. I drew this quickly earlier, but I wanted to just show you mentally what it looks like when you're determining whether to take a trade at open or not. You have all these if-then scenarios. You know, is QQQ green? Yes or no? No? Okay, then I'm going to go look at Yada. Let's just say Meta, because Meta's looking for a daily low or high. Is Meta holding yesterday's high on this gap up? Did it hold it? Okay, well then I can't take it short. You're just constantly narrowing down your focus. And so you get it down to you're looking at one decision and one litmus test. Okay, did it hold the low of yesterday? Yes or no? So let's look at Apple here. And Apple yesterday was a perfect example of just saying, okay, I'm going to make my decision making super simple. There's so many data points flying around. So this is, it says yesterday's high, but that was actually Tuesday's high over here. At open, did we show any signs of penetrating yesterday's range? No. It was a gap and go situation. We gapped above the prior day's high, and we never looked back. So after that first candle, you're in like Flynn, and your stop is below the low of day or below yesterday's high. Do you see how quickly that decision is then made? So yesterday, NASDAQ has a little bouncity boo. Did Apple, Apple is gapping up. It's stronger than most. Okay, I'm going to focus on Apple because yesterday I told y'all if I was looking bullish, I was looking Apple. The market was bouncing, I was looking Apple. Okay, did Apple hold the low of the prior day? Yes. Okay, did we open green? Yes. Okay, then put your stop below low of day. It's all of these series of questions that you keep answering and you get narrowed down to just one question at open. This one. I was narrowed down to that one question. Did Apple hold the prior day low? Yes or no? If yes, enter long. Do you see how it just you keep breaking down these series of questions? That's what the most likely scenario is. That's what trading is all about. So now let me fix this. Some days I feel like I have really good examples and other days I don't. But I think this was a good one. All right, so now we have gaps below and they can act as magnets, so we need to be aware of that. Let's see, 176.13. Okay, we filled that gap, so we only have one gap below, but just something to be aware of. So now we're back into yesterday's range. 181.55 was yesterday's high on Apple. And I need to go back to commodities, I recognize that, but I just wanted to go over that decision tree and flow chart and how your thinking evolves and how you get down to a set of, okay, this is how I'm going to trade this. So on Apple, we got a daily higher high yesterday. We're looking for a daily higher low. And I would say with the size of yesterday's move for Apple, we could even look for a pullback long, but we want to see it hold yesterday's low. If not, we're looking down at gap fill at 177.68. Now let me go back to gold. Hello. Thank you, Jason. I appreciate that. Okay, gold. Gold futures are what is traded, and gold spot. So we're looking out to the future for gold, i.e. futures, and then spot price is what it is today. So like right now, I think this is, there's the August, September contract, and this is probably a combination thereof. This is the continuous contract. So that's why. Spot is what you pay today. Future is looking out into the future. We're looking for a 4-hour higher low on gold. We have plenty of room for a daily higher low. I think I covered that. But dollar needs to sit down. And then that's where I got distracted. Oil. Oil, we got a daily lower low. Weekly, we're looking for a higher low. We're sitting on the weekly 50 MA. This is an area where I'm a more comfortable oil bull than not. But I've already tried to bottom fish this and I made green by like 20 bucks on the top fish. And this is not clean at all, but this has some megaphone type behavior on the hourly chart. And if you go look at the weekly chart, the weekly we have a megaphone. Do y'all see that? Oops. We're making lower lows without follow through and higher highs without follow through. So when you have, and I don't cover this enough, when you have weekly mother patterns. So right now the mama pattern is oil weekly megaphone. And a lot of times you zoom into lower time frames and then you see a baby pattern. Again, this is not clean. I could probably go to 2 hours, something, clean this up, or maybe even 30 minutes. But you see the psychology there where the mama pattern has a baby pattern, and that's what we have right now on oil. We have enough room for 30-minute higher low. We have enough room for hourly higher low. Is this the area where the weekly higher low, the weekly higher low gets put in? Is this the area? That question remains to be answered, but I'm more comfortable oil bull down here than I am a bear. Nat gas is weak. You have inventory today. That's about all I have for you. You're welcome, Brian. Okay. I don't like to use the word trap, MLJ says today feels a bit bull trappy. I am not convinced that you're wrong. I have the same feeling, but I'm just going to trade the charts and ignore my feelings. But I wouldn't say that you're totally off base. So yesterday's high was 135.95, support 133.22. We had an outside bar. We engulfed the prior day's range, and I'm calling outside, not engulfing, because it's not a bullish engulfing, but it's an outside bar. We're holding this gap up. So as long as we maintain this gap up and we're unable to fill yesterday's high, that is a long signal. Nvidia, dang, CEO and CFO, those are some smarty pants. 188% growth, $25 billion stock buyback. Insanity. The path of least resistance is up on Nvidia. That is the path of least resistance. You're hitting all-time highs in pre-market. What you going to do? What you going to do with all that junk? You're going to do nothing. You're not going to short it. And if you do, I hope you make money, but I just don't see how. I'm a more comfortable long than I am a short on Nvidia. Let me give you something to work with. As long as we hold $500, we have the potential for a 4-hour bull flag. So $500 psychological is your key support, and then $495. You hit the like button. Thank you. Okay, I actually am going to go over AI. So Nvidia is bullish, and Denzi will be live in 8 minutes. I plan to be done by then. So Tesla, we're holding this gap up for now, 238.98. You know what to do. If we come down and we don't penetrate yesterday's range, that is a long signal. Daily, we have enough room for a higher low. Daily 21 EMA overhead. If we penetrate yesterday's range and we break below 239, I would say that's a short signal. Yes, Michael, that's what I'd be watching gold futures. Thank you, Night Truck. I appreciate that. AI. And if you're a student of mine, I apologize for this week. This week has just been really rough. We're trying to get things ready for the fourth quarter. We have a member survey going out this weekend, I believe. So just be on the lookout for that. We're just trying to improve our services all the way around. All right. AI. 33.19 is your high from yesterday. It is really that simple. Do we hold it? If so, go long. If we penetrate yesterday's range, then you're looking more bearish. AI is looking for a daily higher low. We need to break over 34.06 to get the daily higher high. And it's possible because AI is closely linked to NVDA. NVDA is having a good morning, obviously, so AI is having a good morning. I have AI as my queen of the mountain trade. It bullish due to NVIDIA earnings, looking for a potential pullback by to yesterday's high if it holds. So I would love to be a buyer at 33.19. And then I'll just make it simple. Well, I guess I'm not making it simple with that type of drawing. 33. As long as we hold 33, AI is a long. And the way that I enter that is could look like a billion different setups. Let me show you. It could be an EQ right above 33, and I look for that long and put my stop below 33. Okay, that's one type of setup. It could look like this. It could be a stair step into that support, and then we break the stair step, and that's where I go long and put my stop below that. Okay. Another, I'll just keep drawing on here. Another, it could have an inverse head and shoulders here. It could have a falling wedge. You get the picture. I'm looking for entries in or around 33.19. That's what I'm looking for. I like AI long. AMD. Ooh, this isn't a good look for AMD. AMD high yesterday, 110.08. I'm looking for the same thing on AMD. I'm looking for long entries at yesterday's high. Below yesterday's high, and let's just type it out because we know I can't draw, 110. So anything above 110 is a long idea. Below 110, I am wrong. Okay. Bros. So bros, before, you know what? Daily lower high is the more likely scenario. All right. Daily lower high is the more likely scenario. So let me say that first. Daily 200 MA overhead. If we have a bearish morning, I would look for a short below 30.80. if we have a bearish morning. So 30.80 would be your short signal. And y'all look at this squeeze. And I like Bros. I think Bros is a good company. My kids are addicted to it. However, this daily chart, we have a weekly squeeze, daily squeeze. This daily chart's a mess. We have a 4-hour squeeze beginning, and we have an hourly squeeze. So below yesterday's low, it is a short for me. This chart is a mess. We're looking for a daily lower high, potential daily bear flag. So below $86, which we are right now, that is a short. 85.64 is the low of yesterday. And then above 86.28 is a long. All right. So let me, long signal. Early short signal. Do y'all see what we're trying to do here? So I'm trying to play this squeeze, whichever way it breaks, I'm trying to play it. Odds favor, it has more downside than upside, especially if the market continues this pullback. Odds favor more downside. If you followed me on that short, you should be pretty good. Let's see. ES, since I've been talking. Yeah, you could have gotten an entry within $2 of mine. So this is what it looks like. And I like showing y'all my entries, not because I'm like Lambo. I'm not that kind of girl or trader. I want to show you that I'm a real trader. And I also like showing you, look, I have a stop. I have a stop on every single trade. So I don't just preach it, teach it, I live it. All right. And I'm not perfect and I'm not the world's best trader. I'm a good trader. And that's all I need to be consistently profitable. All right, now let me go back to Queen of the Mountain before I got sidetracked. Okay, AMD went over that. XBI, that's the last one. XBI is a top fish setup. So on an XBI, we have the 21 EMA overhead. We're looking for a daily lower high. 79.85 is yesterday's high. So I'm just looking for a bounce up for a potential short. Bounce up for potential short on XBI, looking for the daily lower high. And somebody asked about Riot. I lost my chat for a second. SGN, there's a time frame that they can do their buyback. I'm not really sure what that is. I don't know what quarter they can begin their buyback. You would have to look that up. Riot is heavily influenced by Bitcoin and QQQ. And right now, Bitcoin is sideways. QQQ, what are you doing? It is somewhat sideways. So we'll see if Riot can have a continuation day. I am in long. Let me... So I added yesterday. I was long at 10.49 and then I added at $11. So 10.60, that is my average right now on Riot. And we broke the daily stair step and we're still oversold on the daily. My target is the daily 8 EMA, $12.10. That's my target. It doesn't mean I'm going to get it. I need QQQ and Bitcoin to help in order to get it. All right, that's it for me. Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, dollar's on fire. CAG. Conagra. Conagra needs some Viagra. Okay, we have a double bottom at 29.59, 29.56. This is a pretty rough chart. Need to hold at 29.48. Oh, you did lose that. Never mind. 29.48. Then you're looking down at 28.43. Pretty rough looking chart. All right, that's it for me. Y'all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, give me a follow on Twitter at ChartGalLori, and TCG members, I'll have these notes over to you in just a second. I'll start typing them in chat. All right, y'all use stop losses.